the first day, everyone just kind of knew that this is going to be a great film, and I'm really glad with the way that it's turned out. And I think that, hopefully it makes a big splash in June. Everyone go watch it.
I don't know where to start with this movie that I am so excited to see. So excited because I've been hearing about it, and I wanted to start with revealing my own ignorance of Leviticus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So let's talk like right off the top where this name comes from.
Yeah. It's Leviticus is the book of the Bible where they claim homophobia is a transgression, and it's something that gets waved around a lot for people in the LGBTQ community, especially if you grow up in Western Judeo-Christian communities. And so it's something that when I dug into this storyline, it was actually a scene in the film, but we took it out. It got a little preachy, not to be too on the nose about it. And it sort of explained, but I think everyone who watched the film was very clear on the resonance of that.
And isn't it also, like, I vaguely remember, it's like this is one of the big ones, like, you should avoid sin.
Yeah. All of that sort of stuff, and it's full of a lot of things it tells you not to do. Anyway, that was where it sort of came from. I didn't have religious parents, but I went to a religious school, and it was something that kind of got thrown around a lot when I was a teenager, and those kind of scars stay with you. So yeah.
Did you find that like kind of confusing at all? That like you're sort of learning this thing in school and you're being taught that isn't maybe in your immediate family, like nobody even really believes it?
Yeah, some people do, but yeah.
Sure, so they do, but I mean in your home.
Yeah. So that was a little confusing, sure, yeah. But then at the same time, I heard someone say once the Bible is the greatest horror novel of all time because it's full of all these
very intense.
Intense stories, and and I think it influenced me a lot as a filmmaker, and there's lots of little biblical references through the film, so yeah.
And it's gotten such a huge response. Like, Joe, at these other screenings, like, have you been surprised by the response? Do you read reviews?
I didn't read any reviews initially, but then some of my friends like sent them to me. They're like, "No, it's good. You should read it." And then
that's nice. They filter them.
They kind of filter it, but I do that with him now.
Bless.
I'm like his filter with the reviews. But I'm really, really like happy with how it's been received, and I don't know. I feel like when you are filming a film, kind of halfway through, you kind of know if it's going to be good or it's not going to be as good as you thought. And I think the first day, everyone just kind of knew that this is going to be a great film, and I'm really glad with the way that it's turned out. And I think that hopefully it makes a big splash in June. Everyone go watch it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that I love that a film like this changes the conversation.
Yes.
And keeps things in the spotlight for all of us. I mean, because ultimately it's like, we got to be kinder to each other, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we need that right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So you get filtered reviews.
I get filtered reviews as well. My husband in particular is very good at going, you can read this one. You can read this. Yeah.
Bless the husbands that do that, because mine will send me the positive YouTube comments.
Oh, yeah.
As well as shout out Sierra over there will also do that. And I'm like, thank you for the nice one.
Because you will need a little bit of validation. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Is there something that you could tease for people that you're really excited for them to see in what's turning out to be like a really attention-getting movie?
You mean a particular moment or a particular?
Like a beat or a moment that you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna love this.
Oh,
or something that you are really proud that you pulled off.
Well, I don't know. We were just talking about your bathroom scene. You always have a bathroom scene in every movie we were saying before, and so I think I'm quite excited for people to see that.
Like the horror sequences. They are very effective. He did a very amazing job, I must say.
Did you have a hard time shaking this one, or even your other one that also made another splash and talk to me? It's like, did you ever like have to shake it out?
Yeah, I think we just had such great support. Like as an actor, I had great support with having Adrian as a director. We had an intimacy coordinator named Amy, and she they were great with kind of, because it wasn't just about the intimacy with Amy, it was also all about kind of making sure you're in the right like psychological headspace and not pushing yourself too far when you've already pushed yourself enough, and just like shaking it out and just different exercises, but also just having the entire cast was just we all supported each other and we were all there for each other, and I think that's
important.
Is, important. And I'm just so excited for everyone to see this cast of rising talent.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
They're all amazing. Stacey's amazing, Davida, Jeremy, Shannon. I could go on, and these are just all great people. Rose Flanagan. I'm just gonna,
your favorite.
Yeah.
I always watch horror movies as a fan and think about how when there's a scene in a bathroom, it's especially upsetting because the bathroom is where you are your most private self and very vulnerable. Mm-hmm. So was that on purpose?
Yeah, I think it kind of was. Was it on purpose? That is a really good question. I think, I think it was.
Well,
I mean,
we had 2 scenes that were cut from the film that were in the bathroom that were kind of more personal. So I think you would have subconsciously done that, I reckon.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. And I think you're right. There is something about this is a space that you're not. It's a very private space. It's somewhere where as you say, it's very vulnerable. Yeah. It's where you are just yourself because usually you're alone in there.
Yep.
So and this film is very much about being alone. There's a big part of the mythology that's about being alone and what that means. I guess it made sense that we did that big climactic moment in the bathroom. Yeah.
Is there a movie that you think people could watch in preparation for this movie's release? That a lot of comparisons have obviously been made to It Follows when people see it. Is there anything else, like for people who are super excited, who are like, I just want to watch this?
Oh.
I mean...
Yeah, you go.
I think, maybe, just trying to think of, some queer films that have, romance in them. Uh-huh. Maybe, a little bit of, this might be a stretch, but, a little bit of Brokeback Mountain in, terms of the relationship, maybe, and, how they're kind of in denial about who they are and stuff like that. And I think... that's such a great love story to film, and maybe it just has similarities in this film, maybe. Because, at its core, it's like a love story. And these 2 boys just, love one another, and I think that, is really special.
Yeah. And for me, I don't know if I have to recommend maybe on the other end of the spectrum, like a horror movie. I mean, just go back and rewatch The Thing just because it's one of my favorites. And it was kind of, I think John Carpenter was a big influence on me through.
Ooh. Because John Carpenter has so many distinctive aspects of his filmmaking. Would you say that he inspired the music in this too?
We did. So Jed Cazell, the composer, we did talk about the kind of that era of horror sort of soundtracks where they sort of started to lean into the electronic sounds. So that could have been, but a little bit of that, definitely. Yeah.
And just being a part of, I always have kind of a challenging time believing as a non-actor that you don't subconsciously carry these projects with you after the fact sometimes, almost to the point where they might change your behavior.
Well, I mean, I guess I think every role that an actor does, it has to have a little bit of yourself for it to be authentic and real. And I think I kind of like having, carried all these things into my future, and you learn a lot about yourself in acting as well when you're delving into your own emotions. So it can be quite cathartic and therapeutic. And I think I think Leviticus, just taking from that set, just I was just so happy the whole time. It was such a great, experience, and just being able to just feel that, you know what I mean? And just vibe, it's all vibes, and definitely a great vibe.
I feel like I might already know the answer to this question based on what you just said, but does this make you, does participating in this make you really wonder who other people truly are when you look at them, more so than you did before? Because you're sort of I don't want to say suspicious.
Wait, in
but
terms
does
of
it make you suspicious of people what's really going on here? Because the movie sort of...
Oh, right. Okay,
right?
yes.
In terms of that.
I get what you're saying now.
Do you sit across from someone and think differently about who you think they are now because of this movie?
I mean, I think, obviously, because there were some scenes where it's, do we know, is it the monster or is it the real person? I think I did maybe find myself, maybe on lunch at set, just kind of looking at people and just kind of being what's going on in there? That's a unique trait, like quirk they do that probably, I don't know, the monster wouldn't. It's just like picking up those differences and stuff like that. I think I found myself doing that when we were going into those scenes, just like subconsciously, and yeah, I'd say so. Did you?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny what you were saying about like when you carry the film with you in that way. I think for me it was more in the writing process that I really kind of felt the themes and the ideas of the film overtaking. So I think I would have days where I would finish writing for the day and I'd still feel the tone and the vibe of this world. And I think, as you say, it did sort of changed maybe some of my interactions with people around me because of that. So yeah, definitely.
Yes, it's like,
Yeah.
So, I mean, actually, that's a perfect way to just end this interview as well. It's like, let's just shake it off.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.